Hello everybody, I'm sorry I had to take that, but I was waiting to hear about my knee surgery, which they have now booked me in for. So sorry to break off and that this is the second part of the video. So right, we'll go back in now to colouring, putting our darker, well, the middle shade of green, should I say, not the darker shade, but the middle shade in. So just dot in like this. So it's surprising how you add a little bit of extra colour in certain places. It brings the whole picture to life. Right, that's brilliant. So then just little bits again down at the bottom. And then we just sort of bring extra highlights out with the darker colour. And it's surprising what a difference the darker colour will make. And again, don't be scared using ordinary pencils. Do whatever you find you're most comfortable using. It's just that watercolours are my favourite medium. But there is no reason why you should do watercolours if you don't wish to. Do whatever you feel comfortable using. Right, so that's the middle colour. So now I'm going to go on to the darker colour. So just little bits, doesn't want to be a lot. Just little bits to give it some definition. Little bits just working in. I know there's not much showing on the stakes of the fence, but you can add some dots of green as if there's just some odd leaves that are just going up there. It blends it all in then, and it brings all the picture together. And again. And again, now we'll go onto the leaves, and again, just odd little bits. And it's surprising, once it's done, what a difference just bringing the different colours in makes. And these just want to be like little dots. They don't want to be splodges this time, just little dots. Just keep working through it. Quite random. The more random you are, the better effect you'll get. And nearly through. Just these odd little bits left. And there, I think I'm going to leave the tree on there. I'm going to just clean my brush now because I want to go onto some red and some yellow and some orange. So these are just some little highlights of the flowers. Those little bits. And thought the red just stood out a little bit better on this. Another little red one there. And I'm just going to now, just finish off with a little bit of yellow on this one. A little bit of yellow on that one. And in the centre of the red flowers. And that, I think, is completed our little picture, and that can then go to a side now, just to dry off. It won't take long, so I'm just going to pop it over to a side. Right, so we'll now go on to popping our card together. So just leave the frames first, and now it's up to you whether you do it a side fold or a top fold. It's entirely up to you. I'm doing mine with a top fold, and again you can either use double-sided tape, or I'm going to use glue. I just prefer using the glue, so I just want to make sure that I have got it running okay. So I just want to run, whoops, got a little bit too much on there. Coming out a bit faster than I expected. But anyway, if it does run a bit, just pull it in. I've had it, it's a new one is this, and I've had it upside down, so I'm going to stand it up on its right side. And so you just want a nice even border all the way around. I think I left probably, whoops, I've just gone and slipped on that there. Let me just move that, just slide it round. I've left, oh, just a nice narrow border all the way around. That little bit won't show at the bottom because the next layer will be stuck down. I'm just going to see why this does not like, oops, let me just, and then run down again. It only wants a narrow, don't be tempted to put a lot of glue on. I'm using the Craft Artist, and it's quite thick is this glue, so it definitely doesn't warp your card. But if you're using a thinner glue, try not to put too much on so that it warps your card. So again, just left a really nice little border all the way around. And then we go on to this, which will just fit nicely again inside, leaving another nice little border. Oops. Oops, does it want to come out? Doesn't that bit? Let me just wipe that there. Yeah, that's better. As I say, it's a new bottle that I've just opened. And make sure you get this the right way up before you stick it down. And again, just that nice little border all the way around. That will just stay nicely and dry off while we put the foam onto our panels. Now you need the dark panel at the bottom for the bottom and the paler panel on the top. So what we need to do, I've given you some thinner tape. Just want to get mine undone. I've stuck it down well. So you just run your tape, if I can make sure that you can see where I'm running it, just along the outer edge, and then, oops, and then just trim it off. This narrow tape is the right thickness to fit on there, and about the right depth as well. And it's working all the way around. Oops. And what I'm going to do is, whoops, I'm just going to put tiny little bits just in these corners, just to stop them dropping in. I'll hold this up for you so you can see where I've put them. Just let me put that to a side. So if you can see, I've just put them in the 4 corners there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the backing off. Oops. Just gone and got glue all over myself. Get my pokey tool and everything ends up on the floor. So I'll use my tweezers instead and just take these little bits off the corners. These are the fiddly little bits to just get out of the corners. And I then add just a tiny touch of glue, just so they don't grab straight away when I put this onto the card. If it doesn't come off very well, just poke it in the middle before you lift it. Again, actually, I'll use my thinner glue, I think, and just put some odd little dabs of glue just along your foam tape to stop it making a sudden grab for your card when you try to position it. Because it's not the easiest thing to reposition. Right, so taking this, it should just leave you a nice border of about, or just over 1/2 centimetre. Oops. So as you can see there, that is how it goes on your first layer. So we now do exactly the same, but with the lighter coloured layer. Again, right round the outer edge, cut it off. Take that, whoops. My scissors got stuck on that. This one we don't put any on the corner because the corner, these are slightly different on this one because the corner is open. Put that to a side. Oops. And again, we'll just take the covers off the foam tape. When it wants to come off. And off that side and off this side. And again, we'll just put some dabs of glue just around the foam tape. Don't want to be a lot, just 3 or 4, maybe 5 down either side, just so that it doesn't grab. And again, bring it in and line it up. I'm going to line mine up with the bottom. It comes on exactly over the darker colour. Oops. But it's entirely up to you how you line it up onto the bottom. And there, just gently press it down. So that is your main card done. We're now just going to put the little tag on. So again, we're just going to stick the two shades of green together first. And again, there's just a very narrow border. This just has a little bit too long on mine, so I'm just going to trim that little bit down. And then pop your tag on. And then again, that just leaves a nice little border. And now I'm going to just pop a little bit of foam tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this foam tape down the middle, because it wants to be narrower than the other tape, and I'm just going to pop this down along the bottom. Take this off, put some dabs of glue on again, and just put some glue just along the top edge. So if you can see what I've done, just some glue along the top edge, and then just position this in the centre of the bottom. Oops, doesn't want to go. Sit there. Just hold it while the glue catches. And that is your finished card. I hope you enjoy making this. Don't forget to share your makes. And I hope to see you in March. I will apologise for the break, but by the time this video goes out to you, I shall hopefully have had my knee operation. That is what the hospital was ringing to confirm the date. So look forward to seeing you all in the next video. So take care and bye to everybody.